folks, Garrett here, bringing to you another review today. A little bit on a roll. Went to Walmart this morning and was very surprised to find Revenge of the Fallen Thrust, which, as we know, is a repaint with a teeny little resculpt of Breakaway, which I do have right here, just to kind of compare them, because there's some really good things about Thrust and some not so good things. One thing I do want to point out, and put him down here, is on the back of the packaging, his bio basically makes Revenge of the Fallen Thrust out to be a complete and total coward. So much as to say that he avoids battles with the Autobots completely, preferring to attack humans. But as soon as the humans pull out anything that could even cause him any sort of physical damage, he takes off. In fact, you can see here on his little stats, his courage is ranked a 1. So he's a complete and total scaredy cat. But aside from that, it's still a cool figure because, you know, I'm more about the visual aesthetics than anything else. And I really do like this plain mold. I do have to say, though, it would have been nice maybe a little bit more paint applications here. Basically, you've just got silver and a little bit of black and kind of a dark gray here on the thrusters. There's a little bit more in the robot mode, but you still have nice sculpting, the panel lines and rivets and things. I know on Breakaway a lot of people complain that the plastics seem cheap. Again, I don't think that it's a cheaper plastic. I think that they're just making the pieces thinner. You know, on the bottom of the wings you have these pieces that it's like it's been hollowed out, and it has these little struts along there to kind of strengthen it. I mean, Breakaway has that too. You know, just to kind of, I guess, save on materials. But a nice coloration, and I like this little detail of this little glyph here on his tail. Those little fins there. And purple translucent glass here for the canopy, or plastic for the canopy, which, you know, you can open as you do on Breakaway, which reveals that, and I don't know how well you can see this on camera, he has a completely different head sculpt, which I'm going to talk about here very shortly. The robot bits that show on the bottom of his legs are very compact and streamlined, so that you don't really notice them as robot legs. You do have a little bit of those pelvis and hips there, but still, all in all, a very nice figure. I do notice that the joints and the pegs on this one do seem to be a little bit more tight than Breakaway, but the wings are just going to come up like so. You're going to tilt the cockpit and the arm section. Come on. And it kind of gets hung up on a couple of spots. There we go. These two pieces kind of get hung up on each other during the transformation. This is going to come all the way down to there. Can you see? Separate his arms. Fold out to the side, like so. Going to take the torso, bring it down like so, bring the wings back, then this section of the wings back, bring the wings down like that. Okay. Which kind of already puts his legs into the correct position. Unfold his feet, heel spur, which actually does come back even a little bit further if you want for more dynamic poses, but all in all, you only really need it to come out about that far. Same on this side. Deluxe figures and my big giant hands don't mix very well, so I'm sorry if my hands are getting in the way. I've said that many times. Now, I'm saving the cockpit for last because that's what I'm going to talk about. Then of course the tail section here is going to fold up. There's a little hook right here and a little spot for it to go into on the back. It's going to come right up into there. Gonna snap and hook it into place. Bring the little fins up like that. Now I'm going to deal with this cockpit. Now this is the one thing that I was hoping they were going to fix on this figure. Unfortunately, they didn't. You know, you've still got the... I mean, this does come down a little bit more than it used to. And you've still got this kind of soft plastic there. You're still going to bring the canopy up. Maybe I shouldn't have saved the cockpit for last, because now these wings are in the way. Here, let's just do that. Okay. You're going to bring the top part of the canopy up and back like so to reveal his head, which that's what I had hoped they were going to fix and they didn't. It still sits down in there just as low as Breakaways did. I like the new head sculpt on it, but they didn't paint the details. You know, they painted the same maroon color around, you know, the top and sides of the head, but the face part is just black. No details painted. And because it's such a darker colored character, and because that head still sits down real low in the cockpit, makes it even more difficult to really look at than Breakaways is. I mean, Breakaways is actually much easier to see. Plus, you know, I can't tell if there's supposed to be light piping because it's so dark. It may have been painted over, or there may not be any light piping at all. You know, it looks like there probably should be, but yeah, I think the light piping unfortunately was painted over on this head. So again, some problems from Breakaway that they didn't solve when they did this, which is unfortunate. However, still a very nice robot mode. I definitely like the little red accents here on the pelvic area and up here on his shoulders, which is nice to see. Break some of that up. But all in all, a very, very nice figure. Definitely worth picking up if you find one. Again, I highly suggest them, but if that head thing irks you, just be warned that they didn't fix it. So I know that there's a fix for it. I have not done that yet to Breakaway, which, you know, it requires unscrewing the cockpit, taking this little piece off, filing down some plastic, putting it back together, and apparently his head's supposed to come up higher in the cockpit. I need to do that mod at some point, I guess, on these, just to do it and see how it looks. But definitely get one if you find him, because he's awesome. He's definitely up there. This mold is up there in my favorite molds from the Revenge of the Fallen line. So, anyways, yeah. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.